y'all, welcome back to Mrs. Space City, the other half of Space City Cannabis. On this channel we review edibles, rosin vapes, and pre-rolls. This week I'm going to be dropping all my how-to videos. This is going to be the first one of a different kind of series, so just showing you guys how to do different things. Today is going to be how to roll a hash hole. So we have our Garlicane from Shop Hello Mary. If you guys are interested in trying this out, use code Space City over at Shop Hello Mary. They also have some really good gummies that I would definitely try if I was you guys. This is the Garlicane here. It's already ground up. You can see it's like really sticky. For this one, make sure you do a fine grind. You don't want to have big pieces. So this is definitely not something that you can just break up with your hands. You're going to need a grinder for this one. The rosin we're going to be using is from Only Hash. GMO fuel from the Halloween drop. And this is refrigerated, so it does have a really good consistency on its own, but I put it in the fridge just to be sure that it would be really easy to make into a noodle to put into our hash hole. We're also going to be using a rip tip from a LA Family Farms. I usually don't like rip tips, but this one's a little bit of a bigger one, so I think it may work for what I need it to. This is our hash hole press. So right here is where you're going to put your paper. We're going to be using an Elements paper. Typically this is the kind you'll find is just a thin paper in a hash hole. I don't know if they do blunts actually in hash holes. They might. Somebody out there might be doing them. So this, you'll take it right here, and you don't have to have a donut folder, but it does make it easier for whenever you pick it up. You see how it scoops it up right there and starts to kind of curl it for you. Starts to give you a nice shape. So that's the donut folder. This one is going to be our little presser. So we'll use it to press the flour down, and it's going to kind of make it into just a little sandwich to help the flour stick together. And that way we encase the rosin in it. You kind of just cover it in there. So we'll come right here. Get our flour, and drop in the comments what was your first kind of hash hole, or is this the first time you're ever hearing of a hash hole? But yeah, let me know what was your first hash hole that you've ever tried. There we go. I'm just kind of spreading it out to make it nice and even. Sometimes these do stick, so another way that I found that's helpful is to just put another piece of paper, rolling paper on the top, make like a little sandwich and press it down, and then you have no problem with it sticking. So we're just going to be very gentle right here. Press it down just a little bit, kind of go up and down. I'm just making sure that there's no flour stuck too bad on there. There might be just a couple pieces, but that's okay. We can knock that off. And not too hard, just gentle back and forth. You can see right here, there's just a tiny little bit, so we're going to scrape that off. Typically, you'll see about 1.5 grams of flour and 0.5 rosin. But we're just going to eyeball it today. I'm going to see how close I can get to that. All right, so that looks good. You're going to leave this on. Lift up the plate. And hopefully it doesn't stick too bad. There we go. That looks perfect. It looks like just a little bit extra flour than what I would usually use, but that's going to be okay. We'll make it work. Put that off to the side right there. This is going to be a hot knife. So basically it's to be able to pick up your rosin. You push the button and it heats up this white part right here, and then it's going to allow me to drop in the noodle in the middle. For this part, I recommend putting a glove on. You don't really want to handle the rosin with your fingers because your body heat will melt it very quickly. So it's best to use a glove. I don't really use two. I think just one is good. I can roll it right here just to have something on the side. So we're going to take our GMO fuel. Get my pin. My hot knife here. Oh man, and you can already smell the terps on this. Look at that. Let's see. I try to usually cut it into a noodle, as you can see on the side right here. I'm trying to kind of form a noodle and then just kind of pull it out, scoop it out. There we go. That looks good, but I'm gonna put just a little bit more to be sure I get a real fat noodle in there. Right there. And I actually use this tool. If you have another glove, you can just kind of do a ball and then like this. So circular motion first for a ball and then back and forth for noodle. But since this one, I only have one glove, we're just gonna work it real quick back and forth. As you can already see, you see how it's kind of warming up for my body heat. There we go, perfect. You just gotta kind of work quick with it. Actually, yeah, back and forth. Sometimes it works depending on the rosin. This one feels like just a little bit more sticky. So we're just gonna kind of go back and forth, back and forth. Oh yeah, that's a big fat noodle. That's looking really good. And take your time, there's no rush with this. I think that looks pretty good. That's gonna be a pretty long noodle in there. All right, let's see if I can scoop it up. Set it down right there very gently. Let me see if I can hit this button and just pull that little bit off. Oh, nope. There we go, perfect. It wasn't on, sorry, I had to turn it on. I stretched the noodle out just a little bit, so let me see if I can get it pushed back in. Ooh, ooh, ooh. There you go. You don't want to play with it too much while you're rolling it, but once you set it down, it should be good right there. There we go. Perfect. And this is gonna be the end where we light it anyways. So as soon as it hits that donut, all this rosin is just gonna melt, and it should be a really nice shot at the end of the video. So stay tuned for that. Put our cap back on. So at this point, we're gonna pick it up. Just like this. And let's see if we can get it right in the middle. Go right here. And right here is the part where you're gonna just close it up. Make sure that flour doesn't come out. I already see it moving around a little bit. There we go. So right there, you see all the flour is covering that rosin. It's gonna be a nice melt shot, hopefully in the middle. All right. Take the other glove off, sorry. Can't roll like that. Here we go. And just be super gentle right here, just working it back and forth. You're just trying to get a nice circular shape. You don't want to move it around too much because that rosin, you want it as much as you can to be in the middle. There we go. So as you can see right there, it's just a pinch. Make sure that filter tip is in there real good. Pinch it enough to where it's nice and tight, but not too much to where you rip it. You gotta really kind of finagle it. Is that a word? Finagle? I don't know. Oh, here, I'm all out of frame, sorry. And just kind of go back and forth. That feels pretty good. You can go ahead and lick it and stick it, guys. All right, just like that. Lick it, stick it, kind of go back and forth a little bit. This is something that I learned from a professional roller there. Shout out to you, Dragon Rolls. It's that table tap method, so it's gonna allow the flour that's just a little bit loose to kind of just go into place and kind of naturally tighten itself. Nice. You can adjust the filter. You can see it's not even moving. That's good. That means this part is really nice and tight. Look at that. Very nice. Now at the end, of course, we're gonna use our Space City Cannabis. I once saw him roll with a pencil, a fucking pencil. That's right. We're gonna take this bad boy. And as you can see, I'm just slowly doing a circular motion where I am flattening the flour. And not so much by pushing it down, but by pulling it with my thumb. I'm pulling the paper up, pushing the flour down very nice and gently. And at this point, before you close it, you want to take what's a dry pull, just to make sure you have really nice airflow in there. Oh yeah, that is perfect. I don't feel any holes or gaps or anything. We did pretty good on here. Just a couple little Scooby snacks in there, but nothing major. Pretty nice line on there. All right, and at this point, you're gonna take the tip, start closing it up like this. Don't go too far in because we still need to make the crown. And I leave it just a little loose right here, but I'm gonna pinch this side real tight because that's where I am going to cut it. There we go. You see how we cut off the tip right there? Now we're just gonna take same pencil, and what I'm doing is going against here, the edges, and that's the motion I'm gonna be doing, just kind of pressing it to the end and going all the way around, but with the pencil. You could do it with your nail. I just wanna do it with a pencil. Perfect. That is looking really, really, really good. It's feeling good. I think I got the airflow just perfect on that. And there you have it, a nice hash hole rolled by Mrs. Space City. Thank you guys so much for watching, and be sure to subscribe to check out the rest of the how-tos we have dropping this week. See you on the next one.